I've never had a problem before balancing my encounters when it comes to D&D, but that's because I don't use one encounter. I've always prescribed to the adventuring day, but I view it in far as scenes go. Like a dungeon will be a level appropriate. Now, I will have more encounters in a dungeon that my players can handle. Meaning, if they try to explore every nook and cranny and just approach everything with violence, it will usually kill them. So it depends on what they're trying to do and what they're trying to accomplish. A lot of times it'll force them to take a short rest in the dungeon or something along those lines, or leave and do a long rest, giving me a chance to plan additional encounters in that dungeon. But by making everything be a series of encounters that are bracketed by rests, meaning that you would have to leave the situation to actually get a rest. You can't just take a long rest in the dungeon or the situation. Or I put things kind of on rails, meaning that we are pushing forward because if you stop, you're not going to catch the person that just kidnapped. You're not going to catch the guy that just stole the thing, or the guard are going to catch up with you. By putting that brackets on things of forcing the players to move forward. Now, not in the direction that I see fit, but just to move. If you stop moving, things will catch you. If you stop moving, you won't catch that. If you stop moving, the wolves will catch you. They'll find you. You can hear the beating of wings in the distance. All of those kinds of things. So, therefore, by putting pressure on the players, I can keep them moving forward. Now, if they choose to stop and they choose to take a break and they choose to get out of the way and take camp and protect themselves and use Lehman's tiny hut, they have the right to do that. I am not going to remove their agency. However, the world keeps moving around them. So by doing that, it allows me to balance their days and their encounters simply by using multiples in a row, and I'm never encountering one. So if the players are being overwhelmed, I can add an extra encounter. If the players are, you know, doing poorly, well, then I can remove an encounter. So it depends on the situation. But when you try to balance one single boss or one single encounter, that's really the only time where balancing becomes a problem. You can prescribe to the idea that, hey, I'm going to go ahead and just put things in front of my players that deserve to be there. And as long as you telegraph the danger, I think it's a great way to play. There's lots of ways to approach this. In the end, using multiple encounters or waves or phases allows you as the dungeon master to adjust difficulty on the fly. That is probably one of the most important skills you can develop as a DM, allowing yourself to create epic encounters seemingly where the players are pulling things off by the skin of their teeth. And a lot of times, you as a dungeon master are the reason that's happening by adjusting those encounters as they happen. So, food for thought. What do you guys think?